Live every night on the Halos in the Infield Baseball Network.
Think about it. We'll get into everything that we're going to get into as we go along, but I got to rant real quick. But why would you throw out an inexperienced pitcher in a game you're still close in? And I don't care what the record is. You show up for a fucking rivalry game. But he's actually talking to him constantly. That is a sign of a really, really good coach.
It's the ToddFox Post-Game Podcast with your host, ToddFox.
Because the only thing I want to yell is fuck! Hey, welcome into another episode of the Halos in the Infield Post-Game Show with your host, ToddFox. That is me, yours truly. We are live on the air tonight thanks to 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets. 714 Tickets can get you 10% off of any purchase. Any kind of concert, any kind of game, whatever you feel like going to, they have it for you no matter what at a good price thanks to Halos in the Infield. At the apply code, just put HITI. You get 10% off and then 5% off a future purchase plus a chance to win a jersey for the end of the month. Now, with that being said, we also got to mention that for $55, if you go to Halos in the Infield and you freaking, or not Halos in the Infield, if you go to 714 Tickets and call in and say, I want the Halos in the Infield special, you can only call in, not use the app. You can get the tailgate tickets for voucher for food and drinks on the not opening day, July 1st. And then also you get Thunder Sticks for free, and you also get free Halos in the Infield shirt, the NWO style. Everyone gets a freaking shirt that's sitting in our section. It's in 237. So you get a lot, and it's a bobblehead night. So they're pretty good tickets in 237. So I suggest you make that call right away. Now, let's get into what happened tonight. And it's going to be earmuffs for the kiddos. This sucks. This sucks tonight because, again, we're trying to win consecutive games, start a win streak, stay above 500. Keep up with a surprising team like freaking the Texas Rangers, you know what I mean? And it just seems like no matter what we do, we get in our own way. No matter if it's something just remedial like a pitching gaffe or throwing too many pitches out of the zone, not trusting our stuff. This team just seems to just not be able to get out of its way at all. And it's over and over for this team, and they continue to be just underperforming. And it just makes you feel like you think of Nevin and you think, dumbass, because it's very tough to see this team do anything right lately. And they've been making mistakes after mistakes, and tonight was no other again, like last night we faced Ryan. I thought we were in good shape. That was going to be a game that most likely we lose. And credit to the Angels, they played a good game, came back once again, winning the game one of a series. And they beat a good pitcher who was 6-1. And it looked like things were going the right way. But then what happens tonight? Sandoval just can't get out of his own way. He throws way too many goddamn pitches. And all of a sudden, you're in a situation now where you're putting stress on the defense, you're stressing out the pitcher. I mean, after 2 innings, Sandoval had thrown 56 pitches, and that's way too much, and he wasn't going to go deep into this game. So Kyle Farmer singled on the ground ball to center field. Mike Trout got it. Brian Buxton scores, and Solano scores. I mean, Buxton went to third. Solano scores. It was 1-0. Kyle Garlick then singles to center field. Farmer scored, and all of a sudden it's 2-0. And then Twins challenged a play, but then it was dropped. They got another runner that scored on a play sacrifice, and it's 3-0. And they bunted. They bunted, with the runners at first and third. So you get an opportunity right there. You're down 3-0. And then Jared Walsh comes up in an inning where they had an opportunity to get more than one run. 2 innings killed them. That 4th inning, Jared Walsh knocked in a run. They left a runner at third. You had 1 out, runner at third, an opportunity to get more runs in, and you had a ground ball or a pop out, strikeout, ends the inning, and the Angels wasted another run that could have been down just 1. Then Joey Gallo hits a solo home run down that little right field wall. It's 4-1. Now, Shohei Ohtani comes back. Now, here's where the game completely changed. And here's where it just pisses me off. Because, the Angels get a run back on a Shohei Ohtani blast. And again, they're going to call him the player of the game tonight, which makes no sense. So you jump on it. It's 4-2 Twins at this point. You get a runner on with Renfroe, another runner on, and you have first and second, nobody out. Now, you didn't, if this was Brent Phillips playing at first base, if this were, I don't know, Soto playing at first base, again, lefty-lefty matchup. But it's Jared Walsh, and you're looking for this guy to drive the ball. You're looking for this guy to try to hit a sacrifice at least. Move the runners into scoring position. You're only down 2. You have him bunt. Now, again, you're going to say, Todd, you've been screaming, yelling, and trying to get this team to do bunts. Why are you going back on it now? Well, for the simple fact of the matter being, if you're going to do a bunt, do it right. And yes, I've said it before, I'll applaud them if they're trying, but it was a terrible bunt. I mean, you're asking a power hitter. That's like asking Mike Trout to lay down a bunt. He's not going to do it, and if he does do it, he will happen what would happen tonight, which was a pop out, which was a total waste of an out. Total waste of an out. And then the next 2 guys seemed to kill the inning, get nothing in. Weak pop out, strikeout. That killed any momentum. That just you had the pitcher and the team on the ropes, and that's it. And you just gave it away right there. And of course, it can't be an Angels game if they don't give up a run when they score a run finally. It just can't be. Because not only did you lose the momentum and have the Twins on the ropes, let's just say, again, he can hit a ground ball on the right side that takes the second baseman away from second base, or the first baseman away from first base to have to field the ball. And he's got no play at second. And you got to make one of those flips to first base. Then it changes the whole dynamic of the inning. Because then you can try to go after, what do you call it? You could try to get a sacrifice in to score a runner from third. You're down a run. Or if you get a single, you drive in both runs and it's tied at 4. Instead, what happens? A bunt, flare out, then the other 2 outs, and they don't get nothing. The Twins automatically, first fucking pitch, not even like 2 pitches later, first pitch, base hit. Couple pitches later, not even 1 or 2 later, Wantz throws one, boom, right down the right field corner. Renfroe has problems with it in the right field corner again. He gets the ball in. They throw to third. Oops, Drury makes a mistake at third. Let me just throw an off-balance throw home to Theis. Theis is like, dude, that's too high. That's higher than me. He tried to get up there to catch it and make a tag. Valiant effort for nothing. Triple air run. Should have been an inside the park home run, but there you go. And the game was over right there. And then later on, too, you get 2 men on again. Or it was when they pinch hit, they brought up Renifo. He strikes out. So, and they get a couple men on again. They don't do nothing. And they quietly go into the night again. And it's just, this team really can frustrate on so many levels. Because, again, it's not like last year where we're watching a team just do whatever the hell they want. And not even that. A team like last year, if this game was last year, it would be 4-2 right now, final. And the Twins would have last year 6 hits on 4 runs. The Angels would have 2 runs on 3 hits. That's how it would have went. Angels are putting themselves in positions to get more runs. They're just not knocking them in. or they're making mistakes, and the mistakes just keep on happening. A lot of errors. And you're looking at this team, you're like, damn, this team has a lot of talent. And then someone asked me why Trout was sitting out last night, and they still got a win. But it would have helped to have Trout in the lineup. Now, Trout didn't do much tonight, but at least he got on a couple times. And again, that's all you need. I mean, he didn't hit that home run. He kind of went stagnant late in the game. But you want to go down with your best, and Trout was not in the lineup yesterday. Trout was in the lineup tonight. And a guy who was 9 for 19, Mickey Moniak, and you're like, nah, let's sit him. and you're going to put a guy up there in Ward who, again, is in just a continuous free fall, hitting-wise. Taylor Ward is 227, 4 home runs, 17 RBIs, only one pitiful stolen base. This guy's a shell of what he was last year so far. He's in a tremendous slump. And you mean to tell me he's your best option right now? And again, it's not like they're facing a left-hander tonight. You're facing a right-hander who's been mediocre at best. And you made him look great. You made him look like Patrick Sandoval, and Patrick Sandoval looked like him. Varland gets the win. He goes to 2-0 with a 4.18 ERA. So he gets the win tonight. And again, when we looked at this series, I predicted the Rally Chris special of 2 of 3, winning 2 of 3 with my full Halo honk on. And I was thinking, okay, we lose that first one, we're going to win with Patrick and Ohtani. Now I'm like, what the hell is going to happen tomorrow? Sunday day game, kids at the ballpark. What the hell is going to happen tomorrow, man? So, I don't know, man. I mean, I played this soundbite the last 3 nights, hoping it would come true tonight, but it didn't.
All right, you guys, let's listen up. We won a game yesterday. If we win one today, that's 2 in a row. We win one tomorrow, that's called a winning streak.
See, they won those 2 in a row, and they had an opportunity to get that win streak. But no, you have to play down to your opponent. And again, this isn't the freaking Miracle Mets we're playing. You're playing the Minnesota mediocre Twins. And a guy who's been absolutely dog shit, and Carlos Correa, has 6 walks in the last 2 games. And your bullpen, once again, Andrew Wantz comes out there. No pressure. You're not winning the game. You don't need to hold it. And dude, it's terrible. It's terrible. He comes out and shits the bed. Doesn't help the situation. And then the Angels just give it right back, bro. They just give it right back. And, you know, there's been a couple of comments, and we had a post about it. But Brett Phillips is gone. And a lot of people were worried who was going to go down. They obviously like Soto, so Soto's going to stick around a little bit. Maybe he turns into the speedster. But isn't it ironic, don't you think, Alanis Morissette, that basically Brendan Phillips was like the highest paid, like freaking helmet dude to put on a home run prance, barely played for us at all in 45 games, 46 games. And they immediately replace him with a bat boy. So how uncomfortable was that for the manager or whoever's in charge of that, whether it's Ippei or whatever, asking in the dugout, who wants to put the helmet on the home run hitter? And probably no one put their fucking hand up but the bat boy. And kudos to the bat boy, because his Instagram and everything else is probably going to shoot through the roof now. Everyone's going to find out who's the bat boy. So kudos to the bat boy for making that decision to be the lowest paid hat guy out there. But again, the Angels are, don't you get tired, Nevin, Marcus Thames, at the end of a rally or getting a rally started, and then you hear,
"You get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir."
You can't score anything. You leave guys on base over and over. Listen, in the last 2 games, Phil Nevin is a complete dumbass. There's no need to sit Trout after mostly a travel day and having the night to sleep in your own bed and wake up in the evening to play an evening game. You're not playing a morning game. He already had a day off 3 days prior on a scheduled day off. And you give him a day off yesterday. That made no fucking sense. Then you get 2 men on, tying runners on, power hitter at bat. You've been waiting for this guy all year to show up. He's finally here, activated today. He has zero experience with bunting, and you bunt him against a left-handed pitcher. So it's not even a right-handed pitcher. You're facing a lefty-lefty, and you bunt. If you don't feel comfortable with Walsh, and you can clearly see the third baseman is cheating, why the hell would you bunt it to the left? Well, maybe because Walsh doesn't have experience bunting to the left. Or any other way than just pull up someone who can bunt. No, that's Nevin logic. Let's bunt and waste an out. I mean, he is ridiculously bad. He is a terrible manager, and he's getting worse. I am to the point now where I just want him gone. Because I was like, hey, ride this dude out, but he's going to stay. He's going to stay. There's nothing we can do. They're not going to fire him unless this team really goes belly up. But again, you're looking at now games that should have been won against mediocre teams that you can beat. You can't sit here and tell me that this team can't beat these teams that we've lost to. But what's happening is you're not showing up and you're playing down to your opponent. And you're not able to get the big hits because, again, it looks like there is nobody directing these guys what to do. Like, say, for instance, you had the runner at the corner when it was 3-1. Drury's sitting there, right, at third. I think it was Drury. Maybe it was Walsh even. I don't know. It was one of the guys who was sitting there at third. Contact play should be running. The other night, you had a contact play and Moniak was hung out to dry. But that was a ground ball hit very hard to the shortstop, and he went home. This one was a lazy 3-hopper to the shortstop. And Hasselman froze the guy in third, and he just stood there. He could have walked home. They were conceding the run. You would have been down 1. But no, we held him. So the third base coach is just as stupid as fucking Nevin. He just is. Hasselman sucks. I miss Benji Gill over there. I miss freaking Dino Ebel. People like that wouldn't make mistakes. But Hasselman's a dumbass. And then you got freaking Nevin, again, with stupid, just, again, I'm telling you, if we had the lead in this game, no more Noah Esteves. And we're going to be stuck. We are going to be stuck like this because, again, we're losing games. Minnesota's not this juggernaut of a team. But now you sit 5 games out of first place. No, it's not insurmountable. But it is concerning that in May you're 5 out. Can we make progress to get back into it? Because all of a sudden, oh, it's magical. Oh, Houston Astros have won 6 in a row. They're 9-1 in their last 10. Gee, who would have thought that was not coming? Gee, I'm surprised the Dusty Baker-led team is on a hot streak. When we just keep winning one, losing one. Oh, what a big shock. The Angels are 4-6 in their last 10. They're 24-23. Big shock. Big fucking shock that this team can't get it together. It always starts at the top and it trickles down. And this team could probably overcome Artie's dumbass decisions at the top with a quality manager, with someone who knows what he's doing. Yet, no, we're stuck with Phil Nevin and philosophy. And again, why would you bunt with a power hitter or lefty if you wanted? I mean, the third baseman was like, right here, baby, right here, boop, and he just fair caught it. Like it doesn't matter what they do. Like seriously, a lefty on lefty, let him swing away, let him pull the ball. You have first and second, nobody out. Let him get give him a chance to drive the ball. And you rather bunt? I mean, that doesn't make any sense. And there's just so many mistakes in this game where they just kicked it down to the freaking, they gave it to the Twins. The Twins are not a talented team. For God's sake, Joey Gallo's their best hitter right now. Brian Bruxton can't hit over 250. Correa's hitting 201. And yet, again, we're letting these teams like Ohio and stuff just walk. Look at their division. Just look at their division. If they were in our division, they'd be in third place. If Minnesota was in the East, they'd be in last place. But they're in first place. The Detroit fucking Tigers are only 3 games back of them. Come on. Stop playing down to your freaking opponent, dude. I'm telling you, these are games that are so frustrating as a fan. Because just a play here, a play there, you're in the lead or you're tied. And that's not even an accomplishment because you should be winning. But they're not. And it's night after night. It's like, come on, dude, at some point, this shit's got to change. Instead,
wow, winning.
We're not winning. It's terrible, man. Oh, God damn it. So let me get to the awards because this is just, I got to get through these. It's never a good night when I have to give the John Stamos Award for excellent ball player on the field to the opponent. And sometimes it happens and it goes to Farmer. Farmer went 3 for 5 tonight, 2 runs scored, an RBI, and he just looks good. He ups his average to 319 tonight. He was a guy that was a thorn in the Angels' side all night. Again, no-namers, dude. Again, Christian Vasquez used to be a guy with the Red Sox. He sucks now. Joey Gallo's got fucking 11 home runs. Michael Taylor used to be a guy with the Kansas City Royals. Very underperforming this year. Castro, decent guy, but he's batting 222. Larnach, only 222. Garlic, 167. Farmer's like their best hitter right now besides the other dude they brought up in pinch hit role, Kilcroft. He's batting 350. But that's in limited at bats, so you can't really count that. Correa's 205, Bruxton's 235, and Solano's batting 271. This is not a murderous row. Yet we make these teams play. We make these guys look great. And then you look at the Angels. Let me give you the Nacho Night Award because it is going to an Angel.
All the chips, all the cheese, all the refried beans, all the onion and tomato and the guacamole, all the beef and jalapeno and the sour cream, all the nachos.
We are going to give it to our boy that should not have been playing tonight. If ever you want to give a guy a day off and let him rest and get his bearings straight, like Nevin tried to say about Trout earlier, like, hey, Trout needs to have a day off so that he can get his head straight and learn how to hit a fastball again. That's what I'm going to say. Nevin decides to continually play Ward at leadoff. When your leadoff hitter is batting 227, you're not in a good way. I'd rather have Neto up there who at least works walks, gets an occasional double. He could even bunt and do good things at the top of the lineup in front of a Trout and in front of an Ohtani and so on and so on. Yet, when it has worked, Nevin goes back to the formula that doesn't work. When he gives actually Ward the night off and starts Moniak actually tears the cover off the ball, has multiple hits, only to be rewarded by getting a day off and Ward taking his place back in the lineup. I don't know why there is a love affair with Ward. I don't understand why we can't bat him down in the lineup because his numbers actually go up to about almost 300 when he's batting down in the lineup as to opposed when he's leading off. but we continue to do it. And I could understand if this is the first 10 to 20 games, then it's an experimental lineup and you're trying to change this, you're going to try and change that, and you're going to try to figure out what works and what doesn't. I get that. But now the fact that we are 46 games in, you should know what you got right now. And until Ward starts to trend upward, take some pressure off of him and lower him in the lineup and give a guy who maybe wants the spotlight in Neto or Moniak a shot at the leadoff spot. Because those guys in the leadoff spot have done good things this year. But no, philosophy says you stick with what doesn't work. That's philosophy. First you stutter, like I did, and then you say what doesn't work has got to be what works. Because when it comes to pitching decisions, philosophy states, if you pitch today, you're not pitching tomorrow. And if you pitched yesterday, you need a day off. And if you had a day off today, you're still pretty tired and I might not use you again. And then you're like, well, we only got 3 pitchers available tonight. Well, if you'd stop fucking giving them the day off, maybe you'd have more to use. That's why we've made a couple opportunities for guys to be called up for one day as emergency relievers, wasting an option or two, because philosophy says we can't play them back-to-back games. They might strain themselves. They might pull a vagina cord. Well, we already got a guy designated for that. Like, we had a designated hat guy. We have a designated vagina strainer in Rendon. Oh, no, I can't wait for him to come back. Woo! Can't wait for that. $38 million for a guy who works a walk or two and gets a base hit or a sacrifice. Well, that's money well worth spent right there. Good God. And I'm even asking for him just to stay on the fucking field and not make errors. Can you not make errors? Can you just get some sacrifices and work walks, and maybe we could utilize you at first base or at leadoff? You'd be the highest $38 million third baseman ever to lead off and have such a sucky average and sucky home run total and sucky RBI total. But God damn it, you could play almost every day of 3 days of the week. It's frustrating, man. I mean, again, I'm no genius. I didn't go to college. I did play a touch of minor league baseball. But I don't know analytics like some of these nerds that work in the offices of all these stadiums and teams across the nation. But I do call it how I see it, just like every one of you. And if you guys are screaming from the mountaintops like I am, Ward sucks at leadoff. Stop babying our pitchers. Bunt more. Steal bases. Sacrifice. Hit and run. All the goddamn fundamentals you could speak of. Why is it that if you don't want to blame Nevin and you don't think it's philosophy, well, then it's Perry Manassian. And if it's not Perry Manassian's involvement and freaking strategy for the organization, well, then it's fucking drunk-ass Lardy. It's Lardy. But either way you slice the cake and give the blame to, something's not changing. And we as fans, again, may not be the most educated out there, but we could see and have followed enough baseball in our lifetimes to know what's wrong with this team. And to be able to just want the opportunity to walk in the locker room and just say, what the fuck, Nevin? What the fuck, Perry? Like literally, if you just did a few things different during the game, you'd have more wins. I mean, do you not want to win so bad that your ego is outweighing the importance of these games? I mean, to me, I don't know if you've noticed the last 2-3 weeks maybe. Ohtani doesn't look like his happy-go-lucky self. He looks like just whatever. You know, even when he strikes out, you know, he used to be quirky and laughing and smiling and joking with the umpire, the catcher, and, you know, like he's done a few things here and there, but mostly only when he pitches. But in games like this, like tonight, he doesn't seem too animated. Maybe I'm looking into things, but could it be a precursor? Maybe. But I know one thing that's happening on a routine basis. Our boy, our hero, our freaking Casey at bat can't catch a fastball. Still can't. Still can't. And I really thought that the Baltimore thing would wake him up for a tremendous homestand. I was really hoping, but 2 games into it, yeah, he's gotten on base a few times, limited the strikeouts to only 2 so far, or maybe 3 in the 2 games. But I would have loved to have seen an RBI double, hell, even a sacrifice, or even a freaking home run, something. And we just haven't seen it, and still no hard hit balls, or even if he's connecting with those fastballs and drilling them at somebody, or hitting a high pop up, anything other than a strikeout, I'll take it. But the more and more he keeps striking out, the more and more I'm losing confidence that he's going to turn this thing around. A long-winded one right now, indeed. Let's get to some of these comments. Non-Man checks in as, why the fuck did Walsh bunt there? Another Nevin masterpiece. And again, same thing I've been saying this entire time. There's no need for a bunt in that situation with that hitter at the plate. If you're not willing to bunt with Ohtani, if you're not willing to bunt with Trout, and you're sure as hell not going to bunt with Rendon, why does Walsh fall in the category of a Renifo, of a Moniak, of a Neto? He shouldn't. He's a power hitter, remember, Nevin? He has no experience, bro. Rye says, whose stupid decision was it for Walsh to bunt? The broadcast booth said it was Walsh's decision, but I believe Nevin made the call. Now, see, Rye, here's the thing. If we had competent reporters that actually went into the dugout and asked him a non-softball question, maybe we can get to the bottom of this. Maybe all it takes is one of us to put a microphone on and go into the dugout and say, hey, I got to know something that's grinding my gears. Who actually calls those plays, and for what? Who actually tells the batters, I want you to swing away, bunt? Is it Nevin? Is it Hasselman? Or do you leave it up to the players to make their own decisions? I would love to know that. Because if you're letting a professional ball player make his own decisions, that's a terrible decision right there. You should be fired. You have managers for a reason. Fuck it. If I'm going to let them call their own shit, let's play sandlot baseball. Get rid of Hasselman. Get rid of the first base coach. Get rid of them all. We don't need them. Just have one manager there just to keep them honest and work out, and that's it. Fuck them. You don't need them. But we have managers and we have coaches for a reason. They're supposed to be relaying the calls. If they're doing it via radio, let us know. You know, we have the right, as fans, we should know what's going on, because that is a dumbass decision, whether it's Nevin or if it's Walshy, because Walshy's headaches have now transferred to me if he's calling that play. What the fuck are you thinking? How many bunts in your career have you actually successfully laid down, Walsh? So if that's on him, that's terrible. And you can't really tell, because when they pan in on Nevin, he's just like stroking his beard that's not there. What the fuck is that? He's not even yelling at him when he comes back into the dugout. So I'm assuming that was Nevin's call. Because if it was straight Walsh's call, the sense would be like, hey, man, get your ass on the fucking bench. You know, you come back for this, chew him out a little bit. Because we've seen Nevin chew out a few players every now and then. But he seemed to let Walsh walk right by him into the dugout like he didn't exist. So that makes me think that was Nevin's call. I don't know, bro. This loss wasn't too bad for me, to be honest with you. Okay, Don, I mean, to each his own. I mean, we had a slight chances. We didn't capitalize, plain and simple. Well, that's the truth. But the way you didn't capitalize on both innings is atrocious. You should have had the second run in, and you should have knocked in at least one of those 2 runs when you had first and second and nobody out. That's just my point. When is the last time Walsh laid down a bunt? Worst case scenario, he grounds into a double play. Exactly. But if you pull the ball to the right side, more than likely, if you can get it to the right side or the left side of the second baseman, he's moving to his right from the batter's eye. He has no chance to throw it back to second base. His only play would be to first. If the first baseman gets it, the second baseman covers first, or the pitcher covers first, or maybe he forgets to, like the other day, and you'd have the bases loaded and nobody out. or at worst, second and third and nobody out, or one out. I blame it on Ohtani. He did not hit enough home runs. Some way, I think that's was a sarcastic move there. Don also says, hard of the order, gotta be better, bro. No way that it's gotta be, or they gotta turn it around. They got to be better. I agree. Rye also says Nevin trying to play checkers and the Twins are playing chess. Exactly. No, he's playing tic-tac-toe. Vetter says, or he's playing Go Fish. This team sucked, but got my tickets for the tailgate yesterday. Everyone go get yours before they are gone. Yes, please. If I'm telling you, these tickets are going to go fast because you're going to have a ticket voucher. You have to call. You can't use the apps because they didn't set up a specific code for it. But you call 714 tickets. You tell them Halos in the Infield tickets are what you want for July 1st. You get a food voucher for the nachos and the tacos. And then you got to bring your own beer, so we're not providing that. But you also get a pair of Thunder Sticks for everyone that buys a ticket, and you also get a free shirt for everyone that buys a ticket. Plus, that gets you into Section 237, where it's going to be a Halos in the Infield only section. And then you have an opportunity to go with us, if you want to, over to Noble Brewing afterwards for the post-game show and hang out with us at the stadium at the Noble Brewery, where the beers will be 2 for $9 and $1 off of selected pints. So come on, man. That gets you a ton of money, ton of things for only $55. I mean, it's well worth it. Also, Ryan says, I'm betting tomorrow is going to be a big loss. That's what the Angels normally do these days, win the first game and lose the next 2 games of the series. Yes, they are on a collision course to lose this series tomorrow if they don't get any kind of run support for Ohtani. And who's to say he's not going to give some home runs? He's fallen in love with that sweeper. He's got to be better. Now that Phillips is gone, who is going to be the samurai guy? Well, the samurai guy is your bat boy. I told you that earlier. Don Hammond says, bro, Todd, we got to call it down the middle. Trout is straight up regressing. He's been bad, to be honest. And you know what sucks, Don? I would love to argue that, but it's hard not to. And again, and with all these days off, if he needs those days off, how come he's still regressing? How come he still can't catch a fastball? And he's still swinging. It's weird because, again, I'll say it over and over, fastballs in the outside corner, instead of taking them the other way, driving them to center, pulling them to the left, he's fouling them off to the right side, which means he's extremely late. And then also the pitches that are up and in, swinging at pitches like ball 4, but they're up and in, extremely late. He's looking like if he was facing Aroldis Chapman in his freaking prime, but can't catch a fastball. Trouter here says the Angels make all players look like Cy Young and Silver Slugger Award winners. Ryan says, I saw the bat boy replace Phillips as a new bat guy. Hat guy. He sure is. Let's see. We got our behinds kicked. Ryan also says, yep, Trout is the face and load management of MLB. It's scary, man. Who cares, Todd? We won the game the other day. I mean, we got beat tonight. Exactly. I mean, that's the fallback. But again, we need to win these games. A guy at work today was wearing a Trash Pandas jersey. Those are pretty cool jerseys, by the way. Man says, Phil Nevin said he called for Jared Walsh to bunt. Nodding that Walsh is a good bunter. Nevin also said they're working on a roster move tonight for the bullpen. Not sure what that will be, Sam Blum. You see what it takes? You see what it takes? It actually takes the same guy every time to get you any kind of hard-nosed news. And that's Sam Blum. And Man retweeting or saying what he said. Sam Blum is the only guy. Like, the Dodgers have 50 guys who will rip you a new asshole if you screw up. And Dave Roberts has experienced that over and over. And the New York media, Philadelphia media, whoever, right? Next to San Diego, I think we have the softest media. I mean, they just don't give a shit. And Sam Blum was really just the only guy who will legitimately walk in there and he cares to know the answers to these questions. And he'll push it till they actually answer it. So I'm glad we know now that it wasn't our boy Walsh. It was stupid-ass philosophy. So thank you for that. Agreed, Todd. When is the first bunt? When the first bunt didn't work, why try a second time? You know what? It's funny, Rye, because if he would have bunted the second one foul, I'm pretty sure Nevin will be like, well, I think he gets one more of those. Let him bunt again. Don says Trout having a day off didn't affect anything, really. It didn't. Bro, the Dodgers didn't even sweep these dudes. They're not a terrible team, honestly. Well, I'm not saying they're terrible, Don, but they're the best of the worst. They're the best of the worst in the Central. Look, again, if this was any other like sport to where it didn't matter about winning a division, or if this was a thing where just the top teams got in, and like college football, sometimes like some divisions will have like good teams, but their strength of schedule wasn't good enough to allow them to make a bowl game or to allow them to make a championship game or anything like that. The Twins would be excluded. They're decent, but they're not a team that should scare you. Ohio wasn't either. But yet they kicked our ass in 2 of 3, nearly stole 3 games from us. So, again, it comes down to playing down to our opponents. Again, put our roster with what they're capable of doing up against the Twins, up against all these other teams that we've lost games to, and you're asking yourself the same reason or same question. Why are we losing these games? Again, you're not going to win every game. Again, all these teams are Major League Baseball teams. I get it. And then you're gonna face a losing streak at some point against some teams that you wouldn't expect. I get it. But to constantly lose, and if we lose tomorrow, we'll have lost. We'll be 1-5 in their last 6 series, only splitting 1. So you take a tie, so you're 1-5. You're basically 0-5-1. I mean, that's terrible. It's terrible baseball. And we said it last year. We said this team could just literally, if you win 2 of 3, 3 of 4, or even split those 4-game series, you're going to be in the playoffs. If you do that to about 80% of your series. But it started good, but we are the true epitome of a 500 team. Mateo also says, Phil numbnuts Nevin. Trouter here says Hasselman is horrible. I agree. Where the freaking closed-door meetings? There is none. This organization does not do it since Social left. We have a much better team on paper than last year, and we're getting the same fucking results. Exactly. And if you think about it, last year where Texas is, Nah-Man brought that up last night, which is Supra. He brought it up last night that where Texas Rangers were last night at 27-17, that's where we were last year. So they're technically about 3 to 5 games, or actually the Angels were 3 to 5 games better last year with that shit roster. And to say that we're underperforming, the only 2 teams that are ahead of us as far as underperforming so far and that, have a higher payroll are the New York Mets and the San Diego Padres. For the love of God, San Diego Padres are 20-26, conceding the division in May, basically, losing 4 in a row, 1-9 of their last 10. And the New York Mets, although they've won 3 in a row, they were 20-23 prior. And they're still in 3rd place, 5 games out. I mean, it blows your mind because the roster that those 2 teams have is far better than ours, and they are terrible. Justin Opson says, hot takes, balls, and John Stamos' balls. He loves that hot take, so why not play it?
Tonight, it's time for you to check out what I want. I want balls and John Stamos.
Yeah, he wants John Stamos, but right now, I want to say this to San Diego because what the hell are they doing down there?
Go fuck yourself, San Diego.
Yeah, you gave the division away, bastards. El Bardo says, how about the McNuggets? Oh, yeah. The radio announcer said Gallo has the furthest home run at Angel Stadium. I thought it was Barry Bonds' World Series home run was further. I still think it's Barry Bonds' home run. I think that Gallo's just went the furthest to center field, to be honest with you, because even the one he hit to center field did not climb all the way up that green, whatever the hell it is, the green batter's eye. Bonds is freaking hit. Good God, it nearly hit the Budweiser patio. I mean, or if it did, I mean, it was right there. Ohtani, though, a power hitter, is also good at bunting. Other players are just stubborn or lazy. honing on their skills. Yeah, Ryan, it's true. We have a bunch of prima donnas on this team that don't want to do the fundamentals. I wish we had some Tim Duncans on this team that can teach these guys how to play. We have to give Walsh some time. Been a while since he's been a major league played major league hitting or pitching, but that's fine. That's just another reason, Mateo, not to trust him to bunt. But we decided to. Mateo says, I feel bad for Phillips because he got DFA'd. Well, anytime you feel bad, it sucks. But, I mean, come on, man. The guy was only good at putting a helmet on or a samurai hat on a player when he hit a home run. He was a damn good defender. I'll give him that. And he also could run very fast. But in the box, not so much. Although I would have took a bunt right there from him. I'm pretty sure he could have laid one down. Nevin had a little of those love affairs with Ward. Trouter here says, I'm glad that the country western weekend is almost over. It's stupid. Philosophy stinks. Justin Option says, Phil Madden or Joe Nevin? Boy, that's a good question. Ward is leading off and starting because of what is looking like a mirage last April where he was incredibly hot as the leadoff hitter. Since then, he's been below average, hot hand, play Moniak. No, see, Little Wayne, you're wrong. That makes sense. So philosophy clearly states that if you're struggling, you must be our leadoff hitter. Hell, you must bat third. Don Hammond says, it's mind-boggling how Trout keeps getting passes for how he's been. Mookie or Freddie Freeman would never. Exactly. Those guys regress. You better believe they're getting hammered in the media. Right here, hey, you want another bobblehead? Trout's having his 6th bobblehead of the year. Come on down to the park. Watch him go 0 for 4 with the hat trick and strikeouts. Nobody seems to give a shit. And I've been grilled on this page because I supposedly attacked Trout. Look, it's the same thing. If Trout was 14 for 29 and Mickey Moniak was 1 for 35, yes, I would trash Moniak. And I would build up Trout. Just like how I'm saying, hey, was Moniak my favorite player growing up? No. But I'm saying the dude is red hot. He's playing with all kinds of confidence. He robbed a center fielder, a player last night of a home run. He did just about everything right last night. And you gave him a day off the next day. Same thing with Wallach. Wallach goes 3 for 5. I'll say it again. He was turning it around as a hitter. Now all of a sudden he's 0 for his last 11. With like 7 strikeouts. It's because you give them dumbass days off, which make no sense. Theis was playing good at catcher. Why'd you have to move him over to first? Now when he's over at first, he's not hitting the ball. When he was catching, he was hitting the ball. But now he's in a funk too. And now he's striking out again. I mean, he's ruining the progression of these players. He just is. It doesn't make any sense. I mean, you're not going to play a guy for 10 games in a row. I get it. He's going to need a day off at some point. But if he keeps trending up, why not? I mean, look, we all know Ohtani's a unicorn. But it's not like Ohtani's doing something that has never been done before, meaning he's playing every day, just about. He's only had 1 day off, like fully. Otherwise, he's been playing every day. So we all know Ohtani's good, great, and a unicorn. But is he any better than any of these other athletes that train and everything? No. Then why can't some of these guys play more than 80% of the time? How come if they're hot, they can't just stay in the lineup? I don't know. I mean, it's philosophy. Also, Mateo says some of these players need to man up and tell Nevin that they need a day off, or they don't need a day off. Let's see. Also, I'm missing a few of these comments because it got skipped. I hate when it does that. Oh my God. Let's see. Let me get back here. Boy, I missed a lot. This shit skips. I can't stand that. Estevez did man up and said that he would pitch back-to-back days, but we've only seen it once. Trout and Rendon love the Mangina days off. They sure do, Little Wayne. Every time they hold a runner at third base, I know for a fact they will be stranded there, even with 0 outs. I agree too. It's like, why'd they stop at third? Just run through the sign. Ohtani is tired of losing. Justin Option says also Ohtani will leave. DFA Sandoval. That's a hot take by Grillmaster, of course. My man says Shohei looks less happy each month starting from July 2021. Started being a bit happy until the losing streak that started in May and keeps getting mad, sad every fucking month since. Do you think the lack of spring training affected Trout? No, because he was striking out last year as well. He's just not catching the fastball. The offense sucks. We can't fucking score. Rye says with all the close games that we should have won and all the bad decisions made, surely Nevin and Perry need to look in the mirror. Exactly. But what will they see? Geniuses in their minds or freaking morons? You be the call. Let's see. Trout here says, I really think this team is freaking cursed. And I wouldn't, again, it was rumored to be buried on the Tempe Stadium on Indian Burial Ground, so who knows. 714 says Ohtani is gone. We shouldn't be surprised. Steve Lee says Ohtani wants to go back and play Tears of the Kingdom. Yeah, whatever. This season is over. Grillmaster says only man who should bunt is Zach Neto or maybe Renifo. Also, would any of you stay if you were Ohtani? At this point, no, I'd want to win. I've played enough in the major leagues to know that I want to win, and winning a championship with the WBC just furthered his want to win. Also, Grillmaster says when you have second and third, no out, and score more than and don't score more than once. Yeah, it's terrible. Mateo says, let me manage the team. Right now, I take you in a heartbeat. Sam Blum did ask Nevin who called the bunt. Phil Nevin said he called the bunt. Nodding, Walsh is a good bunter. Yeah, sure he is. Camfrey says Sam Blum tweeted that Nevin in the press conference and said he called Walsh the bunt. Thank you guys for filling me in because, again, I don't get on there until afterwards. I thought Nevin was a no bullshit manager. I guess I was wrong. We were wrong too, Mateo. Angels media don't want to talk negative towards Trout. They'll get kicked out from the stadium. Everybody can see 95-mile-per-hour fastballs, and Trout just swings right through them, missing them even down the middle. Yeah, that's pathetic. It is pathetic. And some people come on here, well, you can't hit a 95-mile-per-hour fastball. Yeah, I can't. But we also get paid. We also pay to see these guys perform. Now, if they're doing this in their backyard, they're doing this in the privacy of their own gym and stuff like that, and he's whiffing left and right, well, then we can't talk crap because that's his privacy. But he like every other ball player, signed waivers and contracts to be a public player and to be ridiculed just like anyone would in the freaking politic world. You are a public figure. And if you can't take the heat like Rendon, get your ass out the kitchen. And everyone has the right to ridicule, love, tear down or build up a player. I don't want to hear this bullshit about you can't boo your own players, man. Like that's counterproductive. Also, what, are we supposed to clap every time he strikes out? Come on, be a realist. Again, if I'm talking racial or if I'm talking about his family, by all means, kick my ass out of the stadium. Throw a beer at me, whatever. I'm a dickhead. That kind of fan we don't want. But you have every right as a fan in your own living room because you invest time watching the game at the stadium because you pay Artie to be there to freaking cheer or boo however the hell you want. Never, ever cower down to someone telling you, oh, don't boo our players. You don't have to necessarily flip them off or tell them to go fuck off, but you could tell them straight up, hey, man, I paid for this seat just like you. Shut the hell up. I'm going to boo and cheer it the way I want. Because that's how we should be as a fan base. This is why, for the most part, this team has fallen into the rut of the safe space, Artie Moreno, AM 830. You can't. They dictate the narrative. They dictate that everything's roses are red, violence are blue. If you don't get with us, then screw you. And think about this too. When you go to an Angel game, what do you see at the end of that montage? What do you see at the end of that montage? You see Trout's arm around Ohtani. If that's not the most desperate bullshit move I've ever seen, I mean, it's got to be up there. I mean, we all know Ohtani's going to be looking for a new home. But, a video montage with calling all Angels that he's heard about 6,000 times, the last frame of it's going to convince him to stay? Wow. What an attempt, Artie. Well, you got me there, man. You make a video montage about me. I'm forever yours, buddy. I am forever yours, Artie. I love you because you put me on the Jumbotron. What a dumbass. JT says, do you think keeping Madden would have been better? No, hell no. Madden was like no batting practice, just smoke weed all day. Like, that guy was the biggest base head out there. God, you want to talk about, I mean, they used to make fun of Socha the last couple of years and said, man, the game passed him by. Hell no. Joe Madden, after the absolute pinnacle, and he literally stole that World Series for the Cubs. Because he made so many bad decisions in that series, and he still won the World Series. That's how talented that Cubs team was. They overcame Joe Madden to win the World Series. Yeah, he's been trending down for a long time. And, of course, the Angels in dramatic fashion are like, hey, you're starting to suck as a manager? Come on home. Oh, man, that guy is terrible, bro. Terrible. What is Roger Lodge saying right now? Roger's probably like, I am a genius. I called the Lakers were going to beat the Nuggets, and they are up 3. Oh, no, they're down 0-3. I guess Lodge's locks didn't work because LeBron James isn't the best player I thought he was. Well, we have the next best LeBron James, which is Mike Trout, and he hit us several home runs against the Oh, no, he didn't either. We're probably going to lose. He's probably regretting all his dumbass Lodge's locks. Again, if you know how, like, if they had a smell thing for, they've always said, someday there's going to be a TV that you're going to be able to smell what you're watching, stuff like that. If they're advertising a Whopper, you can smell the cheeseburger. I mean, if they had that for radio, the cheddar, the Gouda, the goat cheese smell, stinky socks and cheese, like, that's the smell you would get from listening to AM 830 and Roger Lodge. That's his breath. His breath kind of smells like this.
Crispy socks here, crispy socks there, crispy socks with some mystery hair.
Exactly. Crispy socks. Yeah, we're bringing that one back. Also, is Phil Nevin the R word? Yes, he is. You only bunt with Neto or Renifo. Justin Hobson says Sam Blum is the guy. He sure is. We need Papa Fox soundbite. Boy, I got to get some Papa Fox in here because he has been on one. He has just been like, they can't win on a Saturday. Trout can't have sex and play baseball. And like his takes are getting more and more ridiculous, but it's funny though. It's just because he's losing it. He's like, I thought you said this team's much better. He's forth arguing, and he's like, well, they got to show up. I'm tired of all this walks and blah, blah, blah. It's like, man, I'm telling you, last year he was all calm and he kept his composure because he's like, oh, I don't want to, go off. I'm like, Dad, just be yourself. And because people think that I'm just dicking with him, saying, oh, I play into his voice and he never gets excited like that. He's low key. And for the most part, he is. But when he gets into something passionate like his trains or freaking baseball, my dad will go off. And you should hear him during the game. Like, sometimes the kids get up and they're like, I don't want to watch the game with Grandpa. And even Steve Lease gets up and walks out because he goes off, man. He tells it like it is, or he tells it like he thinks he knows it. So, do you think we could turn around our season? Absolutely. But you can't keep losing games like this. Saying Walsh is a good bunter is like saying I could hit a major league home run, Rice says. Well, that's probably right. Mateo says, James, can you play that replay of the home run? Alex says, didn't even watch the game tonight, but what's up, Todd? What's up, Alex? You didn't miss much. You missed the disappointment. JT says, besides the A's and Orioles and Rays have the lowest payroll but are the best teams in the AL. Well, not the A's, but the Orioles and the Rays, yes, have the best teams they put together. They're smart. I mean, listen, the Rays never reset. They restocked, and they always reload their freaking minor league system, so they take care of their players that they do want to keep, like Randy Arozarena. That was a smart move locking him up. And the Orioles just said, hey, we're hitting the hard reset button. We're going to suck for a couple years. Trust the process, much like the 76ers in basketball. Yet, it looks like the Orioles are going to win something. Rauschman said the other day for the Orioles, I intend to win a World Series with this team in the next 3 years. Hats off to you. I like the confidence. Trouter here says Trevor Bauer has a plan B or a +8 ERA. Sorry, plan B. +8 ERA in Japan and got sent to the Japan minor leagues. Guess I was wrong on that one, too. Grillmaster says Gallo's home run at Angels Stadium was hit off the Garrett Richards 2017 490 feet on the measurement according to the StatCast. Well, there you go. I thought Bonds was farther, but oh well. Bonds' home run nearly hit the right field concourse. It did, almost. Mike Trout sucks. Grillmaster, that's a hot take. Also, let's see, where is it? Because it skipped again. Don Hammond says, it's rough, but we got to just take these series and have to find a way to win. Let's get behind Shohei. Exactly. If we win tomorrow, today was a sucky loss. But you move on, you go 2 games up, and you try to best Boston. Boston took 3 or 4 of you. Let's screw them over, try to sweep them, or take 2 of 3. Win some freaking series back-to-back. I would like Moniak to lead off. I would too, Mateo. Would it not be worth moving Trout down in the lineup? Yeah, it would be, but logic says it's not going to happen. Hitting is about timing. It sure is, Mateo or Doi. Also, Ohtani is playing every day because he said he wants to play every day. Some other players should say that as well. Nevin should get a day off. Well, Thomas, the way he's been managing, he sure as hell deserves a lot of time off. Nevin and Perry need to watch Moneyball. Or maybe they have, and that's the problem. I freaking hate losing. I can hit an 85-mile-per-hour fastball. I can, too. Throw a beer at Nevin. He deserves it. Also, my mom is like, oh, don't boo. She says that's a bad sportsmanship. Ha, what a dick. Well, you know what? It is not. Because some of the best fan bases in all of sports boo. Because it is. And then when it happens in St. Louis, everyone's shocked because they're so used to winning. They don't have to boo. You know, Green Bay, the same thing in football. They didn't boo up until a couple years ago. But, yeah, it happens. Steve Lee says, and that's why I boo Rendon all the time. It looks like I won't see meaningful baseball in August or September. Too early to say that, but we're not on the right path. So I'll be with you on that one. Artie would have been a good owner of old woke Twitter. Every time something offensive was said, it would hurt his vagina. If Ohtani leaves, it would hurt Artie's vagina. It would. Little Wayne says, what do you think we can get for Ippei? He is an Angels employee, and Ohtani would want him in the package. That's about the only thing that if he walks, we could hold over his head. But maybe Ippei's on a 1-year contract. Someone please look up his contract. Todd, can you have Roger replay Ohtani's home run? James! I don't have that with me. How do I watch Roger Lodge's show? I probably won't. I probably would get kicked off the first time I call in. Download AM 830 app, and you could pretty much listen to it everywhere, and it's pretty clear, actually. And you can call in Roger's phone number. He gives it out every 5 seconds because nobody calls. And but, yeah, if you call him up, please give us a shout-out. Crispy Socks, the Grill Master Special. You mean this one?
Crispy socks here, crispy socks there, crispy socks with some mystery hair.
That is one of the best Key and Peele skits of all time. Maybe having a sex drive gives players power to do better. Maybe, maybe not. What if the Rangers aren't the problem or managers aren't the problem? Could be a player thing. Well, then it's an organizational thing. Dude, he can get super annoying with his Mike Trout take, Steve Lee says, as far as my dad's concerned. Yeah, she knows basically. Saying Walsh is a good bunter is as accurate as me and my DFAs. Good point. Good point. Also, Fabio says, as disappointed as today's loss is, we still have a pretty good chance of winning the series tomorrow. I understand. I didn't say it was all doom and gloom. It's just, come on, man. I mean, this is a game, again, you should win. You should win. You had the momentum in that inning, and you just said, no. We want to lose. Only reason why I wouldn't want to manage the Angels is because you all would give me hate. Well, then call a good game. You have to have thick skin, Mateo. You have to have thick skin. I'd give you a ton if you made a bobblehead decision or bonehead decision. I'm going to the Red Sox game on Tuesday, Trouter here says. Okay. Hitting is about making contact and hitting the ball where the fielder is not. Also, when are the paper bags coming out? We got a long way before we hit that. Don says, facts, Todd. Let's worry about tomorrow, get a win, and hopefully we'll show up against Boston and kick ass. I agree. Paper bags, let's ride. Also, you told me last year, Todd, there was going to be a Crispy Socks award. Actually, that award was going to be made up by Randy, but he decided not to. He's like, I don't want to hurt his feelings, so no Crispy Socks.
I'm so wasted.
So if you want to call in, 714-598-3221, and we'll have a laugh or two about how we played tonight. Because, again, we don't want terrible comments.
What you just said.
Oh, by the way. It's the Halo Honk line.
That's all. We got one goddamn hit.
Wow, winning.
Another masterclass yet again. Why? Why would he bunt there? That makes no sense at all, man.
Nah, I know. It doesn't make any sense. Again, I don't remember or know of it. I mean, does Freddie Freeman bunt? I mean, Mookie did a little bit with Boston in the beginning, but I don't understand. I mean, you obviously need runs, and you know when Walsh is right, and again he's his first game up, but he's capable of hitting the ball to the left side, and they didn't have a shift obviously because you can't, but they did have the shortstop playing almost directly with second, so that means the left side of the infield is wide the hell open. So.
Yeah. Man, that was a winnable game, but never masterclass yet again. Every time Perry hires a manager, they need to do an IQ test. And I guarantee you, Phil Nevin's going to fail that fucking IQ test.
Yeah, I mean the philosophy is too much because it doesn't make a sense how you can have guys being held up at third, on contact, on infield being drawn in. Again, it's costing this game this team in the long run, and they're just going to continue to trend down. And I don't want to see this 500 team over and over and over. Like I was hoping they'd build on it. If you drop one here and there, it's fine. But if you could rattle off 7 out of 10, I'm all for it. But, dude, this 500 stuff's got to stop.
Yeah, it's very...
Oh, what happened? I think we lost him there for a second.
We're trying to fight our lives to stay above one game, 2 games above 500, and that's about the best we could do.
Mm-hmm. It's terrible.
Yeah. So I have a question. So you said the Angels were making desperate moves to try to convince Ohtani to stay. You said something about showing a picture of Shaw and Ohtani. What was it about? I'm just wondering.
Oh, so if you go to the stadium, they do an opening montage of all the Angels, which again they fail the fans, especially the younger fans, because they don't put names to the great players that played with the Angels. They kind of play some sound bites, but they don't play the whole thing. So you'll see a lot of guys flashing in front of your face, but you don't know who the hell they are if you're not a long-time Angels fan. So then they also got rid of the Nick Aidenhart montage of him pitching and, the players, touching his number, the Tyler Skaggs stuff. They don't even show him and the remembrance of him. Then it just jumps in at the very end, saying, showing the Angels thing right there, the logo, and it's just a big picture of Trout from behind with his arm around Ohtani, and they're embracing. And it's come on, man. That's so cheesy, dude.
Come on, that's so desperate, bro.
Yeah.
What the fuck? Man, maybe if he spent less time making those stupid fucking videos, maybe he could spend how he can get rid of Phil Nevin and fire someone that has an IQ higher than an 80 or something, bro.
Yeah, I mean, look, I'll tell you this: Nevin's cost us more than 6 games this year. But let's just say this though: if we could have won 6 of those games we lost, we're sitting there 6-7 games over 500. We're not really talking doom and gloom. We're not talking, oh my God, this team's gonna fall on its ass. We're talking, hey, we're right there. We're in first place, or we're in second place by a half game. We're feeling much better about ourselves. But it's the little things that good managers don't let slip through the cracks that are costing us, because this manager does.
Yeah. And especially, I think I mentioned earlier about Otani. He does not look happy, man. He used to be much happier. Now he's like just a neutral face every time. It's just sad. But hopefully he feels much happier when we start winning. Hopefully we start winning.
Yeah, it's gotta change soon, because like I said, we're already 46 games or so, or 47 games into the season. We gotta stop this nonsense of 500 ball. We either gonna go for it and win and get a little desperate at times, but get the hard-earned victory, or we're just gonna play. We're gonna play soft and say, well, these pitchers needs days off. Trout needs a day off. This guy needs a day off, and keep weakening yourself on a nightly or daily basis, and it's never going to get better. While all these other teams, even Oakland, will play their starters every day and not screw with the lineup, not screw with the bullpen. Yes, if a guy's pitched 2 or 3 days in a row, fine, give him a day off, of course. But if you can't even give these guys a back-to-back, what is wrong with us? What is wrong with this team?
Phil Nevin is very soft. Let's say that. He's very soft. Oh, you get a day off. You get a day off. You get a day off. I thought Phil Nevin was one of those types of guys who make you do 500 push-ups if you're 5 minutes late to practice. But no. Oh, you get a day off. You get a day off. Shohei, I don't care if you want to play every day. You get a day off. Like, he's a pussy, man. Like, you gotta take players accountable. Stop telling them to make stupid excuses. That's not how they can roll, because they're gonna have a weak mentality. Mm-hmm. And if you have a weak mentality, we're gonna suck.
Yep.
And one more thing, about the players having like regular lineup spots. Like, that's like the same thing for our bullpen. Like, Phil never tries to put fucking Jaime Barria into a closing position, and that cost us the game. Remember?
Mm-hmm.
Like, he needs to have everyone do one thing. Like, Jaime is if we're like down 5 or up 5, we put him in. That's what he's there for. Not fucking trying to close a game.
Yeah, I agree.
And one more thing. So, as I mentioned earlier, who do you think is going to be called up and who's going to be sent down?
As far as a pitcher?
Yeah. So, like, remember, like, there was a reliever that's going to be sent down or sent up.
Yeah. Since Phillips is gone now, if they're going to send down anybody as far as position guy, I'm pretty sure it would be I'm pretty sure it's going to be Phillips. And then if it's not Phillips, it's going to be, I would have to say, Herget.
Oh, uh-huh.
But
yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah, we'll see. It's just the bullpen right now. The bullpen has not been looking too good, especially once. He was like pretty good.
Well, we had a stretch right there, and keep in mind the team was winning when they were. I think they had a 16-inning stretch where they only had allowed 2 runs, and that was Loop. Other than that, the bullpen was doing pretty damn good. We were just having trouble scoring, and that was keeping us at 500. But those days are gone. They're giving up runs on a nightly basis, which is not good. So.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So yeah. Okay. Yeah. So let me guess. Okay. One more thing before I call off. I wanna guess the score tomorrow. So Otani the way he's looking right now, he might give up 2 at minimum, 3 or 4 runs, strikes out 10 or 11, and we win or lose by a run differential of 1 or 2. That's what I'm gonna guess.
Okay. Well, I say the Angels get a 5-2 win tomorrow. We get a couple home runs and there you go. So I like a 5-2 win tomorrow. So
Yep.
All right, bro. You have a good night. Appreciate the call as always, Supra.
Yep. You have a good day. Go Angels.
You too, man. Go Angels. That was Super right there. The box score checks in was how bad was it? I didn't even watch. Well, you had Walsh bunt with first and second, nobody out to a line out, and they strand the tying runs when they had a chance to, get back in the game. And then, of course, the top of the inning after not scoring, they gave it all back. It's the Halo Honk line.
Hey, Todd, guess what?
I'm by winning.
What's up?
I win here and I win there.
I went to a party tonight, and I sang my Big 20 song, and I did not get lit because I have to go to the water park tomorrow.
Which one?
I wish I got lit. I went to one in Oceanside, and there was a movie there, and there were really hot girls there, but I didn't get with any of them. I was so bummed at that. And I'm like, Mom, let me stay and hook up with the girl. And she's like, oh, we gotta go. And I'm like, no!
What? So you went to the water park with your mom?
No. I went to the movie premiere with, she drove me down there in Oceanside. And I was like, there's so many girls here right now. Let me stay and try to hook up with one. And she's like, no, we gotta leave. And I'm like, no! We have to stay. I don't want to leave. And she's like, no, we got to leave. It's getting late. And I'm like, no!
Emotional damage!
And so...
Yeah, but see, yeah. I don't think that was the right move. You should have been like, hey, man, I just want to hang out with my friends, Mom. Can I have a little extra time? You don't tell her that you're going to go for the chicks, because then she's going to be like,
how dare you?
And she's going to take you home.
Yeah, well, yeah, that was a rookie move, but
you think?
I'm gonna see plenty of chicks next weekend because guess what? I'm getting ready to go to the river tomorrow because I'm going up to my uncle's on Monday, and then I'm gonna go to the river on Thursday. So it's gonna be a short week, and then I'm gonna see so many hot chicks out there.
Like a blind man at an orgy.
And I'll be 17 when I come back. And
then
I'll see how many girls down there wanting to hook up with me, hopefully, that night at the bonfire when I'm all lit and stuff.
Shirley Temples, and you'll be in one hell of a mood.
17. Yep, and I'll call in tomorrow after the game, after I go to the...
I know you will.
I know that, dude.
All right, so that was Big 20 right there. Also, Jake says Ward needs to be benched for Moniak. Yeah, should have happened tonight. No doubt Moniak, you bring him up in the 9th with 2 out and nobody on, basically. It's like, dude, let the guy hit. He's been hot, 9 of 19. Nah, let's bench him. He's played too hard. He single-handedly won the game for us the night before. Sit him. And Jake also says his swing looks long and slow right now. That's what she said. But yeah, he can't hit anything. He's swinging at stuff that's in the dirt,
That's what she said.
Yeah, so also I say the Angels finally give Ohtani some run support. Do we call up Fletcher? No, Fletcher's batting like 2-something in AAA. He's terrible right now. This show is like social media for posts for this kid. Also, let's see, one thing about we got to get a W tomorrow. The box sport score. If you were on here earlier, you'd be liking a lot of the comments because that's what everyone's been saying. You play the hot hand.
Hello? You play to win the game. You don't play to just play it.
It seems like they just play it. And when you do that, then when you ask a question, well, what are we going to do about the playoffs? You get, Hold on.
Playoffs? Don't talk about it. Playoffs? You kidding me?
Exactly, because, again... And the bullpen's been really terrible, too, because they just come in, they do shit like this.
Ball 4. Ball 8. Low, and Vaughn has walked the bases loaded on 12 straight pitches. Boy, how can these guys lay off pitches that close?
So it's going to be tough, man. This closing and setup guy, you need one more pitcher in there to help out with that. So you're going to need at least 1 to 2 more arms via trade or calling someone up and them having a magical run. You're going to also need, another hit. We're going to need a speedster, but right now, just God, please just get back to the fundamentals as a team. Like, can we just? I'm not even one of these guys that it's like, oh man, we need home runs, we need RBIs, we need this, we need that. It's like, I really, really, and by the way, it's not Frontier, it's freaking Spectrum. I listened to the old lady and she's like, oh, get rid of Frontier. And I had no quirks with Frontier. I go back to Spectrum. Here we go again. But no, this team makes me just do this every night when they play games like this. See? It's even sputtering. It's even stuttering on the damn. What do you call it? This is pathetic, bro. Like I don't want to have to reset the damn router every time.
Stop it. Get some help.
I'm trying, Michael. I'm trying. Because it's a bunch of this.
I was pretty cocky. I want balls and John Stamos.
So, yeah. Chase. I don't know where the hell that guy went. But god damn it. And it is sputtering a little bit, so I apologize for that. Hopefully I can work out the kinks tomorrow. I'm looking like Max Hedren, if you guys are old enough to know who that is. But tonight, I'm as mad as Roger.
Anymore. I just can't. And they can fire me if they want. Fan. If you're a Halo honk for life, like me, then shut up with Sosha's gotta go. It's this guy's fault. It's that guy's fault. Forget it. Let it go. We got a lot of baseball left to be played, and the season starts tonight.
Yes, remember. So everybody, have a good rest of your night. Go Angels. We'll see you tomorrow. Wait, what does it say? Box score says you should take the shut up part and use it when Grillmaster says stupid shit. Oh, by the way, real quick, Reddy, check this one out. I got this one. Don says just win baseball games. That's all I care about. Amen. Perfect way to end the show. Don, thank you for checking in. Everybody checking in. Appreciate everybody. As always, good show, everybody. We'll be back on the air tomorrow, hopefully after an Angels win and a series win. So have a good night, everybody. Go Angels.